Hey guys, good morning. All right, I'm getting ready to go on a little trip, so I'm not sure when I'll be back. But I wanted to kind of review a few things, run some things by you guys, and so I put my thoughts on these dinner plates. I ran out of paper. So, but eloquently so, I mean, it's food for thought, right? And so these are ideas. I think there's something fishy going on here. So I want to run this by you guys just to see how you digest this. And this has to do with some pretty important stuff, actually. It has to do with time and space and how we're fed measurements of time and of space, right? Like, I want to talk about these numbers because something's not adding up. Or rather, I should say, maybe something is adding up like too much. Where it's like, okay, it's okay that, that it's, I can see there's synchronicities. I'm not calling it coincidence. But there's something fishy going on here. Okay, let's break down the first circle. And first we're going to look at the base. This is your 360-degree circle. And to me, it's like, this is where it all began, okay? It's just very, very strange. Now, these numbers, because I believe that they're ritualistic numbers that were fed to us. This is what I believe. I could be wrong. Okay, there's a name, okay? Because this is not only a degree wheel, but it's also the zodiac. But it's also the geometry of our Earth. And so this is another cross-dimensional flip of the inversion as well, of how we look at things. Because I look at things from a flat plane. See, like, I look at things simply from a plan view, and then if I build something or create something, if I design something, typically I first start from a substrate that is flat and clear, and I can divide things coherently and draw out my conclusions, okay? So, but this world seems to be, it seems that our cognitive process has been inverted and kind of flung out, spun out, put off a tilt, so we can't really see straight anymore. It seems to me like it is a conspiracy. It seems like we were engineered to fail as these divine creatures that we're supposed to be as a human being. Which, that's another thing that confuses me. It's like, how come, I watched a group of wasps yesterday build this amazing nest, like structurally perfect. They used divine geometry and they were working together. Like, I watched them, like, they were nice enough to let me watch up close. And I was over top of them building a block wall, right? I'm not a mason, but today I'm a mason. And so this is how it happens for me. Sometimes I have to do things that's out of my realm of expertise. So, and by the way, math is out of my realm of expertise. I'm not a mathematician. or a mathematician. However, let's take a look at these strange occurrences in space and time to do with the size of the Earth, the spin speed of the Earth, the size of the sun. This is crazy. This is, to me, it's very transparent, but I want to hear what you guys think about this. Look, it's all going to start with what I call the secret key, okay? That secret key equals 864. Now this 864 is also the value of Sagittarius. Okay? Now, significance of Sagittarius is that it is the last sign before Capricorn. The last sign before the sun goes to Christmas Day, Christmas period of that 3 days where it's like, say the days, the nights, they don't grow or shorten. So it's as if the sun dies. But then on Christmas Day, which is the third day, the sun will begin to then ascend or grow again in the length of its days, right? Okay. So this Sagittarius has a value of 864. Now, in our day, in our 360-day loop, okay, what the sun does and what sky does, or for the inversion, the earth spin. Okay, now let's look at some simple figures here. So there are, in one 24-hour period, 86,400 seconds, okay? All right. Now, if we divide this by 3, and this is where it's going to get very strange, because, like I said, I believe that what we're fed is a part of a spell. I believe that I'm going to put this in red. I believe this is part of the spell that's casted on us. Yes, I do believe that we were fed a poison apple. And I do believe that this poison apple that we ate turned something off in us. I believe that that what it turned off was our God gene. And I don't believe that it was destroyed. I believe that it was made dormant. It was made dormant, or else it was turned down. Almost like a dial. Like if let's just say, for example, you know, there are humans amongst us that like have amazing talents, right? Okay, so just like, hear me out here. What if we are all like full of potential? And so the rulers of this world who are hidden, and I'm going to get to that too as well. Because in every system, whether it's the food chain in the jungle, whether it's the food chain in the capitalist system, whether it always goes to a ruler on top. Like this is the business of evolution, right? There's one group or one thing that will, become to sublimate and make slaves of whatever it's below. This is nature, right? Or is it nature? I don't know. I don't know about that. So, we've got a 360-day period here that has 86,400 seconds. And this number is, as I said, the secret key, okay? It is the value of Sagittarius. And this is the guy, he's like a centaur with a spear. He's red. It's he with the pointed spear. He's just before Capricorn. And so, if we take this secret key here, turn it into seconds, okay? We've got this 86,400 seconds. All right, we got a couple of zeros there. Big deal. Okay. We divide this by 3. Now, all of a sudden, we've got 28,008. Okay? 28,800 seconds for 120 degrees. Let's just say this is 120 degrees. Please stay with me on this. This will make unbelievable sense here. So we've got, just to sum it up, say the sun moves at the speed 24-hour period. This means that we've got 240 degrees per second. Okay? If I'm not mistaken. So 240 degrees per second. Is that right? That's what sun moves. Let me look at my plates here, my notes, just to make sure I am. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, now let's look at, first of all, the circumference of the Earth. And this is where it begins to get really strange. Because now I'm going to take this number that we've arrived at here, right? And let's just say that all of this comes from Solomon's Temple and Solomon's Temple's dimensions, okay? Let's just say that there's technology hidden in the temple measurements. Let's just say that for a second. Okay, so now I'm going to take this number. I'm going to times it by this secret key here, okay? So, look, 28.8 times 8, I always do that, 864 equals the Earth's circumference, which is 24,883.2, okay? All right. That's the Earth's circumference. Okay, so that comes from dividing the seconds in the day by 120 degrees, right, on a 360 degree dial, okay? 360 degrees. Now, here, Earth's speed, okay? You got to think, like, when it comes to gematria, like, zeros are, like, optional, all right? Okay? You have to think that. Because think now, I'm a Kabbalist, for example. and I'm designing a spell to put on humanity, right? Now we know that a spell is time-based, right? It's not forever. Spells expire. Yes, spells expire. And this is when excuse me, I just had breakfast. And so the Earth's speed now, we're going to take, again, this number, that number, and we're going to times it by 36, okay? So 36 times this, well, equals the speed of the Earth. That's what they say. Look, 28.8 times 36 equals the speed of the Earth. Come on, really? 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 So look at that. The circumference of the Earth and the speed of the Earth comes from this secret key. The secret key is the base 6 value, right, of 864. And it is number of Sagittarius, okay? Now, it gets weirder yet. Okay. We've got that. This is like a 4-course meal here. Okay, now, let's take the sun now. All right? The sun. We're going to take this number again. All right? Now, you guys know that the sun, for its base 6 gematria, equals 324. Yeah? Yes. Okay. All right. Base 6. Because I know some of you are like, yeah, I don't understand the numbers. Base 6 gematria, guys. Base 6 English gematria. I've been using it for 5 years. Actually, that's for YouTube. But I've been using that for the last 10 years studying this stuff. Now, the sun has a base 6 gematria, English gematria value of 324. Check this out. 324 times, again, times this number, 288,000. Remember, zeros, we can play with zeros, right? Equals the sun's so-called distance from Earth, 93,312. So this is the distance from Earth, the sun, the sun's name, times this number again, right? So there's something really going on here. There's something strange going on. Now look at the diameter of the sun. I'm going to rub some of this out here. Let's look at now the diameter of the sun, which is, again, just very strange. Diameter of the sun is 864 times 1,000 equals 864. That is the diameter of the sun. So it's interesting. The speed of light then, which is, I might be getting a little ahead of myself here, because the speed of light has to do with the cube and this number I found, but I'll just throw it out there right now. Yeah, so if I take the distance, all right, the distance of the sun, which is 93,312,000 divided by 500, which is that integer is equals speed of light, okay? No. I know what they say. I know that they say that they calculated the speed of light based on a moon around Jupiter or something like that. I know. They have their things that they say, right? But thing is that what I'm showing you here is there's just something very suspicious about this secret key or this Sagittarius. This is this sacrifice. This Sagittarius, he with the pointed spear. It's like Pontus Pilate in the theology of the astrotheology. So it's just a very, very interesting. You know, it's like, okay, the secret key is 864 times 2 equals the volume of a cube, which is 1728, which is that 12 times 12 times 12, right? And so, if you ask me, is there anything that I missed? Okay, so we got the diameter of the sun. We got the speed of light, the spin speed of the Earth, the Earth's diameter, or the Earth's circumference, rather, should say. Like to me, they made it up. Okay, it's like this. Look. So they had to make these, science had to make these claims, you know, that's all they are. They're claims, and they're claims of harmonics from, let's just say, it all come from Solomon's Temple. Let's say that it all comes from Solomon's Temple, 60 by 20 by 30, okay? Let's say that, right, by using the cubit, because we're lied to again about the measurement system. When you cube something, that's what you're doing. So like, it's like this, right? If you want to say 12 by 12 by 12, right? That's a 1728 cubic inches, all right? So if we take that cube, which is double light of the secret key. If we call that, you know, cube's got 6 faces. But you see, that's like the 60 warriors of Solomon's protection. When he went back to the kingdom, he put 60 warriors, 60 cubits. You see, each 6 degrees is a cubit, right? All right, you got 60 cubits around the dial. 66 is 360, okay? That's 60 times 6, all right? 60 cubes. That's Solomon's key. So, 6 times 60, 360 degrees, all right? 6 times 20, 120 degrees, okay, right? And then we got 6 times 30, which is 180 degrees. So look, in this simple geometry, we can draw up all of the spell casting formulas for space-time. Like, what I see here is something is very suspicious with the numbers. It's like this, okay? In the English gematria, 288 equals blood. All right? Okay. All right. I got more to say about that. However, what I just shared with you guys is just very interesting in what we're fit. So I just showed you, right, just from doing this little presentation here from a less than a layman. I'm less than a layman. Look, come on. I'm not a mathematician, and I'm no genius, that's for sure. However, I do wonder about things, and I do take it upon myself to give myself the right to say and ask, what the fuck? That's like when I'm looking at a group of wasps building this divine structure. They're little creatures. And they do it so masterfully. And they do it like, it's like a horse can be born one day and the next day, like, it's a horse. It just is a horse. It knows it's a horse. It's like a bird. A bird can do amazing things. You know, a spider can do incredible things. They're creatures that are supposed to be below us. But here we are, a human being. You know, if I am to come to terms and come face to face with God and say, no, I don't believe that things are right. I believe there is something in me. There is something in my program that was not able to be silenced. There is something in me that tells me that there is some kind of a divine program that is about to turn itself on and reset itself again. You know, since I started studying this system, I've never claimed to be a Messiah. I've never claimed to be a prophet. I've never claimed to have anything other than something that's unbelievably interesting with the numbers and with the geometry and the frequencies and so on and so forth. I understand in my heart, in my mind, in my bones, in my cells, I believe that every atom has within it this Ark of the Covenant. And I believe that when I am able to open that inner kingdom, when I do like Jesus said, if I can seek what is at the center of my kingdom, right? Like what is at the center of Solomon's kingdom. Okay. When I can go to the center of my kingdom, I believe this is like Jack in a Box. I believe that there will come a time where this Holy of Holies will open like this, and I believe that, behold, the second coming of Christ will be here. And I believe it's going to strike us. It's going to be like this program reset where something of the program that was either turned down or shut off in us a long time ago. I believe it was a part of this game where it was like, I don't know, if I were to make up a story about it, I would say that the satanic to say God, I would say the satanic fed God a poison. It's like the witch that gave Snow White the apple. Snow White went to sleep. And I do believe that the human is like that. I believe we've been sleepwalking for like 2,000 years. And so, because what I feel, what is awakening within me, and I'm not no better than anybody else, I'm just saying, what is awakening in me caused me to discover this arc, okay? This was shown to me 10 years ago. And what I saw, again, it was a Celtic cross overlaid the earth. And so when I look at this as an intelligence, as intelligent as I can be, because, right, I'm very limited. I feel like my attempts to open this, like the more I attempt to share this publicly, I do feel that there are things, there are agents I cannot see, but they take my words. They interfere with my cognitive abilities. But then there's a part of me which is a deeper part of me where they can't touch me. But if I have to go out now into the realm of using my mouth to communicate, I feel that they have some kind of control over how I communicate. It's like, but you see, I feel that I have this condition that makes me a misfit to society. I've never fit in anywhere. It doesn't matter. Like, I tried, but I just couldn't fit in. But I do believe that there is something in me that is this place of safety where these devils, these demons, they cannot touch me. And that's where I'm able to work out this stuff. But when I come to the surface to share it, I am, by and large, I am attacked. And I sound like a fucking idiot. I'm not stupid, right? But this being the Ark of the Covenant is what I believe exists in every atom. And I believe this. I believe there's a reset time coming where when this cube that is currently closed in every atom, when this cube opens, I believe that every atom of your being will as well open. And I believe that you have this Ark of the Covenant that will open within you, within your kingdom. And I believe that this is the second coming of Jesus Christ. Now, that's another thing too that is very hard to wrap your head around. And so Jesus Christ being, let's just say, being in everything, right? Because say it's not the name, it is in the name. Yeah, like, right? Because that's a concept to actually grasp. Let's say Jesus Christ being this archetypal form of the hexagon, let's just say, okay? Let's just hear me out here, okay? Okay? This is a platonistic form. It's a balanced form. And between here, remember we had 28,800 seconds in 120 degrees, okay? So if we go here to here, divide that gives us 144 thousand. So this like it opens up what I feel to be this part of our inner kingdom, which is found in the name. Okay, so like if we go in the formula, right, like when the 72, for example, you go like this, look, 144 divided by 2 is 72, okay? All right? 72 degrees, all right? The 72 degrees of Luke 1. They said, Lord, in your name, we have dominion over snakes, scorpions, and demons, all right? In your name. That means there's a formula. There is a form in that code, in that name. So Jesus Christ, like Jesus being 444, right? Which is the cross, which is energy, right? Christ, which is 462. Basics, guys, basics gematria. I know there's somebody gonna make a comment and say, I've been watching you for years and I still can't wrap my head around the numbers. It's basics gematria. I've made an app. It's free. You gotta sign up. It's Sonus gematria. I'll put it in the description.net, okay? I've had to make it a public login because I was having problems with the location. So when you put your location in, it has to be saved. So that has to be saved to your browser, and plus the azimuthal map, you have to save your profile. So you got to go in and you got to sign up. This doesn't cost anything, but there is a support tab. If you want to donate some fuel for me today, I got to go travel to Alberta. So 462 is the value of power, okay? Power. 444 is energy. Okay? Energy and power is Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, that's great. That's really wonderful. That's really wonderful. So we need this energy and power, this Jesus Christ resurrected. We need it reconciled. We need it to reopen. We need the Holy of Holies to open up in here. Because me, for one, I'm tired of being this dumbed down, ignorant. I wake up in the mornings, it's like, if I was a bee, I would know exactly what to do. If I was a bird, I would know exactly where north is. It's like being a human is the most confusing, the most disorientated thing that you can possibly be. And I don't buy it. I do not buy it. I believe there's something turned off in the human being that makes us what we're supposed to be. And I don't think we're anywhere close to what we're supposed to be right now. But I do believe that soon it will open. And I do believe that, if we look at what's going on today in the world with artificial intelligence, I just think that is like you know, the waves. There's not just one wave coming of, say, artificial intelligence. No, there's organic intelligence coming behind it. So I do believe that things are coming in pairs, where it's like, you know, you can't have that Antichrist without the Christ coming behind it. And I do believe that that's what's coming into play. So stick with me on this. As I said, this is a research and development project. And for those of you that have been with me, like in the Patreon group, when we were doing research with mantras, research and the practice, for me it was this. I didn't promise to no. That's not what it was about. For me, it's in doing, you know, like, right? You can find your mind in contemplation, but you find God in doing. So the development, I've always said it. I said, look, we're like children with a tool bag of our Father's tools, and we think it's great. We know we got something good, but we can't yet build anything with it. But I do believe that the day is coming where this gift is going to open up, and I do believe that this present that has got this bow tie on it, and it's kind of like it's going to be presented under the Christmas tree for us, and I do believe you're going to receive your glorified body, and I do believe this. This is what I believe the scriptures are saying. I do understand that the scriptures are written from solar architecture, from solar harmonics. In other words, the sun has shown us the architecture that you can overlay onto scripture perfectly. And so this is not an arbitrary thing. This is a very tangible thing that we'll go deeper into in the future. But I gotta go. I got a lot of work to do today. I've got a long drive. I've got a lot of stuff to prepare. But again, go to sonusgematria.net. That's the app, and explore that. I've got the mantra trainer, the name mantra that you can use for your practices. There's the Chaldean hours there, and the map is a lot of fun. Give me your opinions on that. Do you want the map to be totally automatic, or do you want it to be, say, where you have the option to adjust the moon and the sun and the stars and everything else? Because that's what I do. I've taken on this project where I'm consciously moving the sun and the moon through the degrees, through its declinations, north and south of the equator. I'm moving the planets, and in that proactive participation, I'm learning more about my world and even about myself, because I understand that I am all of that on a different scale, but all from a plan view. And that is, I got a question there the other day in the comments. Does it matter whether the earth is a sphere or the earth is flat? It does not matter what it is. It matters how you think about it. That's how I look at it. Because for me, as a I would call myself a professional builder, I have to look at things in my operations from a flat perspective. It's not to say that you know, I'm building flat houses or I'm building, right? That's not what I'm saying. But to begin to wrap your head around what you're doing, you have to start from a flat plane, and let's just say the divisions of your plan has to do with how you process in your mind. So, all good. Okay, thank you very much. Like and subscribe.